Friday Night Insights, talking about all Saturday games, week 2 of the playoffs. I think we're mostly where we expected to be with these games. I mean, we didn't know everything, obviously. But Richwoods, we'll start with them. We'll go right into these games. They beat Springfield High, and they get the Springfield Real High. Springfield.
They get the real Springfield team this week.
SHG, Sacred Heart Griffin, and it's down there.
Yeah, interesting game, really. I mean, Springfield is a little more ground-oriented than they normally are. Got a kid named Gary Erickson who got like 1,200 yards and 120 carries this year. They just score quick and often.
Yeah, they put up points in a hurry.
Yeah, Richwoods is going to have to really just control this game with their offense and hold it 6-7 minutes at a time, and then hope that basically just have SHG have about six possessions and hope they can stop them in 3 of them. I mean, that's really just the way it's going to come down.
Does this great Richwoods defense match up? I mean, you're almost saying no.
Yes and no. I think they can slow them enough where you make SHG somewhat earn their points. Right. And if the key, though, is an offense is they cannot turn the ball over. They have to have long drives. Or even, I mean, obviously they'll take a short drive if it means a long touchdown run, but they can't be turning the ball over after they get the ball on 2nd and 6 or whatever. They can't fumble it away. Yeah. They can't just. They have to be very efficient, keep the ball. Like they did against Springfield last week. They had 30-plus minutes of possession. And
wow.
They have to do something. This is very, very similar to win.
What's our guess?
SHD, like the 28-21 range, something like that.
21?
Yeah, I think they can.
I was going to go SHG 28-14.
Something. It's similar, yeah.
And the 5As in town in this, or in the area, in the our own little bracket, if you will.
Sure.
It's Streeter coming to Metamora. Last week we talked about how Streeter was a jump ball. Mm-hmm. It's Streeter, and therefore will be at Malone Field again, and that ought to be pretty easy once again for the Redbirds.
I think so. Streeter's a little more physical team than U High would have been, I think. So from that standpoint, I don't think they'll be able to bust as many big plays as they would against a team like a U High. So it could stay reasonably close. When you talk about Metamora close, that's
42-14.
35-7 type of thing. Where like I said, I just talked to Pat Ryan, and he was talking about just being consistent, not making mistakes, and just executing. And at this point in the playoffs, that's what. There's really not a lot of scheming. I think they're doing. It's just a matter of going out and doing what they have to do and being good at it. And
Washington's at Dunlap.
Very interesting game.
Yeah, it is.
I like the potential of this game. Yeah,
the teams are different, almost completely different when they were.
What was that, week 3 they last met? Week 3,
rough,
4?
Maybe week 5 actually.
Week 5.
And Washington won that one 21-0. It was 7-0 or 14-0 at halftime. In fact, it's the first time Dunlap had been shut out in a while. But coming off that, I mean, they started 1-3 this season, so it was the tail end of that sort of rough stretch to start the season. And they've turned things around, and Washington's also improved too. It's a situation where Dunlap had a couple kids sick and a few kids injured, but Washington's also lost Catton. But they've added. That was the emergence of Justin Riley, the running back Justin Riley. It was his first game.
Between him and Underwood, they've been.
Oh, they've been extremely. They've added sort of a dynamic run game with that tough defense, and
their scores just get better and better.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, the Washington, the East PRI game last week, playoff game. I was impressed by that score. I think they win this game too.
Now we move into Ben's world. 1A football, we have plenty of games.
Yeah.
We also own our own little bracket there, kind of. And Galena at Princeville seems like a dandy.
Wes and I were talking about this before the game. All these games are West Prairie Trail Conference teams, West Prairie Northwest Northeast versus Upstate.
Which are our teams, right?
Yeah, Northwest Illinois Upstate Conference, the NIUC.
Galena, Orangeville, Polo, Milledgeville.
It's kind of like the conference crossover here. You know?
Like a shootout.
If we can get State Farm to throw a sponsorship on this thing, we'll be good to go. But Galena-Princeville is going to be an interesting game. Galena just likes to run the ball straight ahead. Young man by the name of Matt Hillard, who's coming up on 1,700 yards for the season. So the Princeville defense is going to get its first real test, I think. I mean, they're going to be challenged. But I think Patrick Sheets and Josh Weininger and the rest of that defense might be up to it. So
I don't think we're going to be seeing any one touchdown allowed. This week for Princeville.
No, it'll be it's going to be a dogfight.
But you can outscore them?
That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to go with. I'm going to say Prince's win, but it's going to be tight, real tight. But I think being at home might put them right over the edge.
Wes?
I'm going with Galena. Of course, it's a little easier for me to pick the non-area teams than it is for him because he has to deal with those coaches. So.
And I'm a blatant homer as is. It's true.
No, but all down those 1A, I go with the opposite team, the non-area team, except for North Fulton. I think I like what their coach did last year in their playoff run, and it seems like he has the sort of knack for getting his team up for the right time. And
L.A. Craig's a master of motivating and playing that underdog card.
He's jumping ahead. That's Polo at North Fulton.
Yeah.
So we have 2 North Fulton.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
We go back to Orangeville at Stark. Stark is coming off being in the shadow of Barack Obama's stage in Chicago last week when they played Hope and said they were treated beautifully and won the game comfortably enough. And are they back together? Because they slumped in week 8 and 9.
They did slump. They slumped 7, 8, 9. They lost 3 in a row to close out the year. Wow. That was a good draw for them last week. This is, in theory, another good draw with a 6-4 team coming in until you consider that those losses were to Galena, Milledgeville,
Polo.
Pretty much in Polo, the 3 of the 4 teams, and Freeport Aquin.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a winnable game, but it's going to be tough because again, they battle tested in
So visitors, Orangeville.
Visitors, yes.
Orangeville.
And the other one is Milledgeville at Anawan Weathersfield, my little pet team, Anawan Weathersfield. Love them.
And this
Although
is,
Princeville's my pet team. So.
And this is actually the champion of the Northwest Illinois Upstate. So, I mean, that's the best of the best right there. And although somebody, I believe it was L.A. Craig, told me, maybe it wasn't L.A. Craig, one of the coaches I was talking to that had scouted, they've all been trading information this week because they've all seen these game films. And one of them said if Milledgeville played Galena nine more times, they probably wouldn't beat them. So, Anawan Weathersfield, talking to Jason Spang, he feels they're one of the hottest teams in the state right now, and he's probably right. I mean,
they are.
They've been on an absolute tear since week 4.
Is there any chance any of the games, like, teams go the wrong place? And actually it'll be like Polo and Anawan and Milledgeville? Or are they all going to, they know where they're going?
There'll be a traffic jam around Kewanee going, no, you want to take a ride on 78?
Okay. I'm going with Anawan. I don't care what you guys say. What are you saying?
I'll take Anawan.
Milledgeville.
Weathersfield, mind you. We got
Anawan Weathersfield, sorry.
Yeah.
Milledgeville for West. In 2A, the Bushnells, BPC Avon has Moments coming in after Moments took out Farmington. BPC went to Fieldcrest and played a heck of a thriller.
Real thriller there. They ran the ball twice, or passed the ball twice, pardon me.
Yeah, running it twice is a story.
Yeah,
like 75 holes in one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moments, very high-powered offense. They've got a kid with over 1,500 yards rushing and a quarterback with over 2,000 yards passing. Yeah. So, tough to stop. Moments wins that one.
Yep, I get Moments as well.
Clifton Central, too much for Flanagan, Cornell, Woodland?
No, I think Flanagan takes these guys out, too.
Okay.
42-6 last year.
Teddy O'Boyle. And Rivers, whatever they call it.
Big Rivers.
Big Rivers rematch of Morris and Bureau Valley, and Bureau Valley gets to be home.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. I talking to those kids from Bureau Valley, Morrison came out and did things that they had never seen before in all their years of playing them. Just totally different defensive looks, offensive philosophies, and it just really threw them for a loop. So either they're going to have to come up with something new this time or they're just going to be ready for it. And I think Bureau Valley takes the rematch here and moves into the quarters.
Listen to you.
That's quite a turnaround. A 20-0 loss to a win would be.
The kids said it totally threw them. They'd never seen the defensive looks they were seeing, and it was just totally unprepared.
I might have to change my pick of the paper. I mean, I've already done the picks, and I have Morrison. But
you got Van Morrison? Okay. And the big one, we say the best for last maybe. Macomb and Illini West haven't been there since, what, Ike?
Yeah, since 58. This is going to be a fantastic game, just simply for the area. I mean, I think there's going to be 5,000 people there. I think Illini West is going to be too much, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just got a 3-headed running attack between Stephen Flynn, Drake Schmudlock, and oh boy, the last one's escaping me. My apologies.
His parents will have you.
Yes, they will. Macomb, they do some nice things balance-wise, but I don't think it's enough.
No.
The Carthages, Illini West. Next week it gets real serious. We'll be back here with, what are those, quarterfinals?
Quarterfinals.